Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our podcast. I'm Dina Rizki Maretha as a host and here with all of my friends to be talking about the literature that is related to the tourism attraction in South Sumatra. Before we jump deeply into our conversation, let me introduce all the beautiful and also handsome my friends. And here there is Nyimas Fitri Zahra. Nyimas, can you say hi?
Hai.
And here Rahmatdhan Unggul.
Halo.
Here Eko Setiawan.
Hai.
And here Siti Nur'anisa.
Hi.
And the last person is Riccardo Nesta.
Hai.
Okay. And the honorable our lecturer Sarweli, and our aims to making this podcast is to fulfill our subject and material translation to tourism industry. Okay. Okay. Like what I said before, we will talking about the literature that is related to the tourism attraction in South Sumatra. Okay, before we talking deeply about that, we need we need understand first about the concept. What is literature? Okay, the first of all, I wanna ask Nesta. Nest, how are you?
Okay, I'm good today. Thank you for the opportunity. The first thing that come up in my mind about the literation is like the thing when we're reading a book or reading an information, then we get a lot of information about that. It's like we have to know about the information accurately. I mean that's about the literation itself.
Okay, any other addition from all of you guys?
And I think that's a basic ability that everyone must have, especially we as a young generation in Indonesia.
Okay, yeah, that's really correct, guys. So the ability of literature nowadays is really important to be known and also to be helped, especially for us as the youth of Indonesia itself. And also we know right guys, that the government also help the digital literature for all the society of Indonesia. So I think we think it is really important to be known. Okay. Based on the literature itself, there is something related about the society. It is the societal literature. I wanna hear from one of you or two of you guys to be talk about what is the society literature itself. Perhaps it can come up from you.
I think the literacy of society is the process of society to the ability of society to processing some information from any source and about whatever it is.
Yes, I also agree that the communities and the societies in our city, the literature itself is basically so important to the communities because it can process a lot of information from a lot of sources. Maybe it can be very helpful to improve the country even, or maybe to improve ourselves.
Maybe can I add?
Yes, sure.
As Eko said about this, community literacy is like an effort from the society to searching or like that about information. I would like to give the example about, for example, that related with our major is about tourism. The example is when the community search about potential destination in Palembang. Perhaps it can be like the example of communities literature like that.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So we got the information that the community literation is the ability to be known or to be helped by the society to looking for the information about the potential tourism attraction in near of them. But related to the community literation, in your opinion, is there any kind of the problems or any kind of challengings that have by the society itself to be understand about the literation related to tourism attraction? Is there?
Well, I do think there's some of them because one of the I think the most impactful one is that the lack of awareness that from ourselves or the communities in our city or our country itself, because if there is a potential tourism attraction, as you say, so the problem is that people they didn't take effort to to make that potential into life recreation for the benefit of the country. So I think it is one of the most impactful because there is a lot of potential tourist attractions in Indonesia, especially Indonesia is filled with a lot of archipelago, along with the Nusantara in our island from Sabang to Merauke.
Yeah, that's a great idea, guys, because basically, even though a lot of facilities, a lot of accessibility to be accessed by the society about the literation in the effort to looking for the tourism attraction, but if they do not have the awareness, like what Unggul said, it will not happen. It will not successfully to be built by the tourism attraction itself. Yeah, okay.
Okay, may I add some ideas for this? Okay. When Unggul talk about the awareness of the society itself, I think the next thing that will be a problem for society itself is like how they choose the information, whether it is good information or not. Like this, for example, there are a lot of hoax that appear in a society that can make them believe about that hoax. Just for example, when there is a news about tourism in Palembang, that information talk that there is some bad things that happen in that tourism destination. Of course, that can make a lot of people think that that tourism destination is not good to visit. So that can give the effect to await tourism destination itself.
Okay, yeah. Then I want to know, based on your overview about the tourism attraction in Palembang, do you think that our destination is good enough to be built or to be promotions for the tourism abroad or for the tourists to become? Is there any kind of potential for our Palembang?
I think the tourism destination in Palembang are quite good, but the maintenance or how to government to keep the tourism, I think not really good for the process. Because for example, when we go to Montara, of course we all already go to Montara, right? I think the facilities in the Montara is not good. So yeah, you already know when you come to the Montara, the lighting is not, well, like twilight, I say that. And the stairs, I think it is a bit dangerous because not really like I think about facilities. The tourism destination is good, but the facilities is not really good.
Okay. So the government roles also having the important power to build our tourism destination. Okay, and then what do you think about our current condition related to the tourism destination after pandemic COVID-19? Any idea about that?
Okay. This pandemic, COVID-19 is really a dangerous thing for us. It damage a lot of tourism destination in Palembang itself.
Yes.
Just for example, tourism attraction, accommodation, and transportation. It's like this thing make the owner of the company is not afraid to open it again because there are a lot of conditions that can make a what is that?
Process.
What is that? Pendapatan.
Okay, the income.
Yeah, the income
Income.
will be decreased.
Okay, yeah. Also that we as students of the hospitality also thought, right, about what the current condition of our tourism industry, because we are also have experience by some of tasks that given that we are going to somewhere, right? Like Siti going to Bait Al-Quran Al-Akbar, Nyimas, where are we going yesterday task about the tourism? Taman Purbakala. Then some of us also feel what the owner of tourism destination has felt about the effect of the after pandemic COVID-19 itself. Okay, then based on the explanation that have we told about the challenging, about the problems that affect our tourism destinations, then what do you think? What we should do as a society, or even for our government to develop the destination itself?
I think I would like to give the opinion from the government. For the government, I think the government can fix the facilities that I said before. Perhaps if perhaps can give the other attractions, so the tourism destination can attract the tourists to come to them, and also perhaps government can promote from other way, perhaps from the internet, or giving an event. For example, do you guys know about Sekanak Lambidaro Festival?
Yes.
I think it is a good way to promote tourism destination, especially the Sekanak Lambidaro is one of it's the new tourism destination in Palembang, right? So I think it is a good way to promote tourism destination, and it can be problem solving for government.
Okay, then any ideas of how we as the youth to promote our tourism attraction?
Okay, I want to share my opinion about this. I think here I have two ideas to solve this problem. Actually, not solve. It's like a greatest problem that happens that has happened. Well, the first thing that I think really need to do by the government or the society itself in Palembang is promotion by using social media. As you know, in this era, social media have been used by many people, ranging from children, youth, and
there is no any kind of limitation right now.
yeah. Like every minute, every time, everyone
Worldwide.
Worldwide.
Just see
Everyone
their-
can help.
Yeah, just see their phone itself. Their phone, kan? Like maybe.
Then
I
how do
guess.
we to make the social media or our gadget to have a more impact to the tourism attraction itself?
And yeah, for this, of course, government of Palembang itself must has their own social media. Then they can share like promote
Display,
tourism.
Video
displays,
like that.
content, right?
Yeah.
Creative content.
Yeah, maybe like a content from YouTube or other social media platforms. Well, I do think I agree, but the feelings of the government itself is still lacking for me because there's a lot of abandoned tourist attractions. There are, for example, there are in Palembang. There's a lot of potential that ruined but not just by the government, but the communities around it because the lack of awareness again, as I should say.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned.
Yeah. I think the most common thing that we should do, as the communities do, or as a people of normal human being, is to take care of it. You know, maybe from a little start from a little community to start a community service like volunteering, like maybe decorating the not start from the small first, like from our environment.
Yes.
And from that environment we could go to take higher and
Bigger.
higher, bigger and bigger, until maybe the tourist we can take the tourist attractions that we the communities are building. For example, Asian Games. Do you
Yeah.
remember Asian Games? Where people decorated their villages
Yeah.
with colorful and decorative
Yeah.
ornaments to celebrate.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the most brilliant idea ever.
Okay, so we as a citizens, of course, also playing the important role. Not
Yes.
only the government,
Yeah.
but also we can take the action from right now, from a smallest praise, and it is still possible to do as the form of our support to build our destinations bigger. Okay, talking about the tourism destinations, there is one kind of tourism destinations that perhaps I believe all of you and the people who watching this video already know, which is religious tourism attraction. Yeah, okay guys, so in Palembang we know that a lot of religious tourism attractions, and I want to ask Eko, is there any kind of religious tourism attractions that you know, or perhaps the attractions that you really like to visit?
I think the Al-Quran Al-Akbar is the one of the most
Yeah.
religious tourism destination in Palembang that I would like to visit because it is the biggest Al-Quran in the world. Yeah, it is just interesting.
But it makes it popular, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
we proud of Palembang because there is the one and only even in the world.
Yeah.
It's gonna attract a lot of people to visit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think the museum Al-Akbar is very beautiful because
Yes, and
one of
Some-
the tourist attraction that must be taken care of
Yeah.
from now to future generations to keep it safe and maybe still working. I should say still in service.
Okay, yeah. Then any other guys, the place that you know about religious attraction? Yeah, perhaps guys, you can visit like Kampung Arab.
Yeah.
Because Kampung Arab also very popular and also very familiar by our community, Palembang society. But the lack of this place is year by year there is no full attention from the government and also from the youth right now to visit this place. And I heard that this place is currently closed, guys. Yeah.
That's
You
unfortunate.
sure?
Yes. Because I heard by some of the people when I come to Kampung Kapitan at that time. Yeah.
I see. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah. So that is really really bad news to hear because it can make our destinations decreasing one by one. Okay, guys. And then, in your opinion, guys, Nyimas, do you think that this religious attraction is really important to be have in a city?
Yes, very important because the tourist destination
Really important or not?
yes, very important because the tourist destination will
Remains.
Encourage.
Encourage,
encourage
yeah.
the income for
Yeah.
Tourists to come to our city.
And also our country is the largest Muslim population.
Yes.
So we think that in a city, of course, and also Palembang, that we will our dream to build Palembang Darussalam will be there's a hope because those religious tourism attraction. And Eko, I want to ask about the Bait Al-Quran Al-Akbar. Do you think that those places are good enough, or there is some lack to
Yeah.
be built?
For the positive information is about Al-Quran Al-Akbar is the one and only even in the world, but the negative information is the way we to come to the Al-Quran Al-Akbar is I think not good enough. So it is not.
Yeah, it is
It is
quite
making
hard.
us
Yeah.
make us too lazy to go
perhaps
there.
because the location of
Not
Yeah,
strategic.
I think
it is too far from.
Yeah.
not really strategic.
Yeah.
I do think because
Too far.
the location of the Al-Quran Al-Akbar is
Far
quite
away.
far away
From the center
center
of
of the
Palembang,
Palembang.
right?
It is also the way of the road we must take. A lot of challenges that one of the few factors that we cannot or not have the time to visit because it's just so hard to visit because maybe the
Spend much time.
spend
to-
much time
Yeah.
and the road is not good enough. Maybe the weather is bad because the not strategic
Yeah.
location.
And a lot of traffic jam in Palembang, so make us
Alright.
more lazy to go in any kind of places. Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, but then the close the time of to close this destination is to what is it?
Quiet, quite fast.
Yeah, because at 4 p.m.
Oh, okay.
4
I
p.m.
see. I see.
It is
The closing time
yeah,
is too soon.
already closed. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I do think so.
How about the open time there?
Open time
What
is
time?
at 8 a.m.
And also the positive theme in Bait Al-Quran Al-Akbar is a lot of people who sell accessories, right?
Right.
Accessories or the souvenirs, and perhaps it is also help the community around there to gain profit and also to gain their economy. Okay. Perhaps it is last two questions about the religious tourism attraction. I want to ask one of you or one by one of you, if you have any answer, or what kind of value that you got from those religious attraction. Is there any kind of value that you really like when you are visiting Bait Al-Quran Al-Akbar, for example, when you are visiting Bukit Siguntang or Masjid Cengho?
I think about Masjid Cengho, right? One of positive or one. Actually, I never go to Masjid Cengho directly. I never go to Masjid Cengho directly, but I just know from the Google. I just searching from the Google. But Masjid Cengho is very interesting because acculturation between Palembang culture and Chinese. I think it is a good attraction, and I hope one day I can go to Masjid Cengho directly.
Yes.
Yes, I think it is what makes it unique.
Yeah.
The agriculture about it.
Yeah.
Not just from Muhammad Cengho Mosque itself, but from other cities in Indonesia, like Sandi Borobudur, the other religious, not just from Muslim religious. I think the value is that we in Indonesia have history behind this religious tourism, because it is like a symbol that makes us unite as Indonesian citizens. That we can make ourselves respect each other.
Yes.
Even we are from different religion, we can still hang out with other people from different religion, and I think this value it is what makes it really special as a symbol.
Okay.
Symbol, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In addition, we can learn about the history about how it could be there is a collaboration between Muslim architecture and Chinese architecture. Just like in Masjid Agung, there are a lot of symbols in the masjid, like some of what is that?
Caution.
Yeah, cohesion that being such a symbol
Yeah. So,
over there.
okay, guys. I think that question will be the last question for our podcast today. But I want to ask two of you to giving the last statement about your hope for our tourism industry in Palembang, especially. For you, Eko, do you have
Hope.
yes for your hope as a young generation that will be work perhaps in those tourism industry field?
I think my hope is relating to our society literacy. So I hope social media can be the better ways for us to to encourage the literacy of our society. So our tourism attraction can be more
Given
famous, and
famous, I
there are many tourists in our cities.
To make it more knowledgeable.
Yeah, of course, one of us having the positive hope for our tourism industry, and we hope also there is a good improvement from the government or the society, like us as the youth generation, to be more sensitive for our tourism destinations. And we think from those closing statement, we can conclude that one of us as the society should have the awareness to having willingness to learn, and also to looking for the potential tourism industry in our city, Palembang Darussalam. Okay guys, we think that's all. about our conversations, our funny and also our interesting conversation today. Lastly, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you next time.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tutup, Nyimas.